Good evening and welcome to Minkondzo Tinghwazi. Those of you lava hingabasungwe enkarnyana wo leha ngopfungopfu loko hi langutisa aka migingiriko ya mina SABC mi ta tsundzuka nongonoko Minkondzo Tinghwazi, nongonoko lowu hi wona hi kota ku tlangela vavanuna ni vavasati, majaha ni tintombi lava endlaka ku hambana. May I say this evening, as I welcome you all, my viewers and my listeners on Bold Moves Radio YouTube and Facebook page, may I say to you all, this program, Footprints of Legends, Minkondzo Tinghwazi, it's a program, or it's my brainchild program, which I started some years back, I think 2006, 7, 8, around there, when I was still running my satellite television channel. And the reason or why the program Footprints of Legends, it was because I felt a need of celebrating our own men and women. You know, we read of many people everywhere else, but I realized that we rarely document and even go back, revisit our own African legends, be it in academia, be it in economics, be it in religion or ministry. You know, we talk in South Africa specifically the likes of the Ngidis, the Bengus, you know, all great men that have shaken the world during their time, but there's not much that we know or we celebrate about them. So I felt in my heart that it is important for us to write our own stories, to celebrate our own people. Hence, I started the program Footprints of Legends. And when I was invited to join the SABC then, Mungana Lonene specifically, I remember they gave me a program to run, and in fact, the manager had seen me at church and had seen me in some of my social programs that I engaged on, social cohesion programs like the Culture Day. And he thought, man, we want you at the SABC. Could you please join our team? And I joined them, but then they gave me a program to run. And to be honest, it was not really coming home. And he said, but Pastor, you're not the Pastor Strike that I know. Man, you're boring. You're not yourself. What is wrong? I said, you're giving me stuff that I don't have anything to do with. You know, you're forcing a square peg on the hole. And he said, then tell me what you want to do. And then I told him, look, I have a program. I call it Footprints of Legends, and it's in my heart. I want to celebrate our people. I want to tell our people stories. When we see them up there, we must really be able to follow up and tell where they come from, so that we are encouraged and the young ones can see that an African child may have that hope and that courage that it's possible. And then he said, then go ahead. And that's when now we brought it to Xitsonga Minkondzo Tinghwazi. And I just want to thank God for the opportunity given by the SABC, then Mungana Lonene, where I managed to bring into the platform many men in different spheres, be it politics, be it business, be it academia, be it ministry. I brought men and women, and we celebrated them. And I'm happy to say, out of that, men and women started writing even books about their lives. I remember one, Mr. Chalingoben, who's an entrepreneur. He wrote a book. Which book? He said it opened doors for him. Now he's got a television program on TBN. I remember the head of medicine in University of Limpopo, Professor Risenga, saying, look, I wrote a book after you hosted me, because people started saying, hey, why don't you write a book about your life? So that is where Minkondzo Tinghwazi comes from. So I felt after I left the SABC because of ill health, I had an accident and I could not be able to run the program that in the time slot that was given, because I had to take medication and I had to leave. When I left, because I loved the program, I said, please continue with it and let's celebrate our people. And unfortunately, they could not carry it through because, you know, some of the things, it goes with who is it running it and how passionate are they. And of course, running Minkondzo Tinghwazi is costly. I had to use my resources also to make sure that it is running. So I'm telling you this story because you must understand why today we talk of Minkondzo Tinghwazi, the legacy. And I must say tonight, because my guest, in fact, I owe him from back then. I should have, it was in the pipeline to be hosted in the program Minkondzo Tinghwazi. And today I have the honor, I have the privilege of hosting this great man in our nation, and that is none other but Reverend Robert Kubai. You know, Reverend Robert Kubai, he was born at Mbokota, that is my home side. You know, I come from Kapungeni, and then Kapungeni, Washnyamani, Chabani, Mbokota. So that is the same area. And this great man rose in ranks. What I love about him, and I'm not going even to try and go into his resume, but what I love about him is the love for education to start with. He loves education, he pursues education, but also one thing that is very true about him, in most places where he worked and what he was dealing with, it was finance. You know, he's our Trevor Manuel of today. You know, he's been working on finance and finance and finance. But one other very great thing about him is his love for God. Hence, today, with all his qualifications, he pursued even theology and did his degree and did his honors in theology. And today, we have an honor and a privilege, ladies and gentlemen, to host not only Reverend Kubai, but the general treasurer of the Evangelical Presbyterian Church in South Africa, and that's Reverend Robert Kubai. Rev, good evening and welcome to Minkondzo Tinghwazi.
Good evening, Pastor Strike and your listeners. I'm happy to be with you.
Kutsake mina Rev, ku va ni kota ku hakela xikweleti xa malembe layo tala swinene. Mfundisi, thank you so very much also for giving us this opportunity just to celebrate you. The program i ya ku mi tlangela, i ya ku mi byela leswaku contribution ya n'wina evuton'wini bya hina atikweni ra hina ha yi vona, and I love ku mi nyika swiluva swa n'wina mi etlele, but want to give you your flowers ma kota ku wa nun'hetela. So hi lava ku teka nkarhi lowu hi mi tlangela, kambe loko hi vulavula hi Reverend Robert Kubai, ku vula ka Xitsonga xi nge a hi nhlolo a hi vavulavuleli hina n'wina namuntlha, xana hi vulavula hi mani?
Mi vulavula hi rikhotso ra Gavazana Khazamula lowa le Makatleni, jaha ra ka Mbokota ri nga suka ka Mbokota ri ta kuyela eJoni eXawela, ri nghena xikolo kona ri tlhela ri va na nkateko wo ya swikolweni swa le henhla kwala Joni na le Ntsungeni. Se hi yena loyi mi vulavulaka hi yena. Ndzi tekile, ndzi na nsati vito ra yena Ellen Kubai, hi katekisiwile hi vana va ntlhanu, mune wa vanhwana na jaha rin'we. Kasi sweswi ni kumeka ni karhi ni tirha ekerekeni ya Xikwembu ya Evangelical Presbyterian Church, laha ndzi nga ndzi sevhaka as mutameri lonkulu, General Treasurer. Inkomu.
Rev, thank you so very much. Kambe a hi langutiseni eku kuleni ka n'wina emavokweni ya vatswari. Xana mi nga vula leswaku vatswari va hoxe xandla hi ndlela yihi, hikuva Xitsonga xi ri munhu a nga baleki enhlangeni. Loko hi mi vona namuntlha mi te tani, ni tala ku vula leswaku i reflection ya ndyangu ya vatswari lava va veke va mi kurisa. Xana mi nga hi byela yini hi ndlela leyi vatswari va hoxeke xandla eku mi kuriseni kusuka ka Mbokota mi kumeka mi ri eXawela, mi ri Joni, ku fikela laha namuntlha hi langutisaka hi mi langutisaka tanihi Nghwazi, hi tlhela hi mi tlangela emadyambyini namuntlha xana?
Inkomu, vatswari va tlangile ndzima leyikulu eku ndzi kuriseni, especially na ku yisa xikolweni, mukhalabye na mukhegulu. Kambe yin'wana va nga tlanga ndzima leyikulu i n'wana wa Hani, loyi a tiveka hi tatana ra George Rikhotso, loyi a nga kurisiwa hi papa. Se loko se a vona nkarhi se wu fikile, a vona n'wana wa malume wakwe a ri na potential yo a nga va something in life. Nkarhi wa kona a ni navela ku va dokodela, se a ni teka khale ka ha ri na tifomo na ha ri ka form 2 a ya kurisa ni ze ni pasa JC khale ka matiko a ni swi tivi masiku lama i grade mana hambi grade 10 ivi ni a kurisa ni ze ni pasa matric a kurisa ni ze ni ya fika ka ni ya sungula dyondzo ta le yunivhesiti na ku tirha na ku teka na nsati vatswari a va swi navela swinene leswaku ni nghena xikolo tanihileswi a ni ri n'wana wa rikotso emutini vatswari a va kurile swinene and then va ni kurise like a pet lero ku yena a ta kota ku ni kuma ni tshama na yena ni kurisa u lwile swinene because a va nga pfumeli ku va nga hambana na n'wana wa vona lontsanana ku eka vatswari a wu kuli u tshama u ri xibevani u ri n'wana lontsanana se hi laha swilo swi nga ta ha kona se va ni seketerile swinene vatswari va mina na loyi ni n'wi vulaka n'wana hahani na vasesi na hinkwavo va endla sure ku ri ni nghena xikolo xona a ni xi rhandza kambe nghene xikolo hi minkarhi leyo tika liya minkarhi liya ya va 76 swi phazamiseka swi vuyela but be that as it may a ni tshama ni huma xikolweni ni kondzelerile hi ze hi fika laha hi nga fika kona namuntlha inkomu Pastor Strike kumbe ni ya mahlweni ni ve na nkateko wa ku seketeriwa exikolweni tanihi laha ni vuleke loko ni huma high school ni yile a Wits University.
There we go. Rev, I don't know if it was only this side on my side, but we had a glitch of network and we did not get much of the latter part. But it is true of this man, Booker T. Washington, who said, man is not only shaped by the books he read, but the men and women he comes across on his way. Loko mi ri karhi mi vulavula hi vanhu lava hoxeke xandla evuton'wini bya n'wina ha swi vona swinene leswaku hakunene n'wana a wa wun'we xi nga ta Xitsonga. I would please ask leswaku mi hetisa leswi a mi swi vulavula hikuva hi ve na ntlimbonyana I think hi ku timatima ka gezi ivi mi hi lahlekela xinkarhanyana.
Inkomu a ndzi lava ku vula ku ri ndzi seketeriwile swinene hi n'wana wa hahani hi vatswari na hi nsati na van'wana vanhu lava a va ri kona kwala kusuhani mathicara ya mina ya le xikolweni from a primary lava na namuntlha na ha ri ku na vuxaka na vona lava va karhi va ni navelela swinene ku ri onge ku ta huma munhu la ka mina a va ri na confidence ya ku ni ta swi kota ni swi tivi ka va vona yini kambe all of them swi olovi ku va hlaya hi mavito no chava ku siya van'wana ehandle kambe hinkwavo ku hambanahambana ka vona va ringetile ku ni pfuna na ku ni komba ndlela especially my sister loyi a nga swi teka upon herself ku vona xona ku ni dyondza na ku hlamba na ku ti ayinela hi nexe inkomu.
Yeah, that's powerful. And then looking at again kwala ku kuleni ku ni vanhu lava mi nga va kusuhi na vona of course, and then one of them is Docket Mashele, who was also very close to you and a praise singer to the late Professor H.W. Tinghwazi. How did his passing on impact or affect you?
Yeah, when Mashele died, he died with me. Hikuva a hi ri a team ya vanghana, we're about 4 or 5 lava a hi hanya swin'we a hi nga ri vanghana, we're brothers. Loko a fika le njhoni a fika hi nghena swin'we kereke na tikhwayere na hinkwaswo sweswiya na ti-youth. He became a brother. A hi nga n'wi vuteki a ri munghana because we live together. Hi endla swilo na loko hi suka makaya because we all had challenges at our homes. Hi suka hi ya tshama swin'we kun'wana va nge hi le Horizon na St. Ansgar's. Hi tekiwa hi the late mfundhisi mkulu na Jeffrey wa vona va ya tshama na hina va hi hlayisa va hi nyika a chance ya ku hi va something hi nghena xikolo hi tirha as part-time teachers. Na nsati nga ni ya n'wi kuma kona ka xikolo xelexo xa navusiku laha hi dyondzisa kona the late Docket Mashele. So Mashele was to me more than a brother. So his passing away hurt me a lot. I can still even see his funeral today and remember the songs that were sung. I remember mfundisi moyana ka funeral yaleyo yayimbelela nsimu ra 149 leri nge a ku na loyi a nga ndzi lovisaka hikuva ndzi tsariwe ebukwini ya wena etilweni. I can still even remember the music that was sung at the funeral. Inkosi.
Yeah, no, you know, even when you speak now from your voice, we can tell that, like Mibula Kuri, when he died, he died with you. And Rev, I long saying loko as long sarendo rangwina ra swapkhongeri. Inswini leswi mi swi tsundzukaka ngopfu kwaleni ya avuhlangani bya n'wina leswi loko mi swi tsundzuka mi lavaka ku hi xerela swona, which says loko hi vona munhu a yimile namuntlha hi fanele hi tiva leswaku ku ni timintsu ene timintsu leti a nkarhi wun'wani a ti vi ti ri colorful. What is it that you'd love to share, whether it's a very exciting experience as a young person or a very touchy experience?
Yeah. Ka ndlela ya vukreste munhu la nga tlanga phati leyikulu ngopfu who is not even recognized today. It's a gentleman called Ishmael Mkhabele. A humaka kereke ya I think it's Assemblies of God. A ti nyike ntirho wa ku famba a koleka vana hinkwavo la switarateni lavo ka va nga hlambi hi minkarhi leyi a yi vitaniwa ti-fail pop. Se ti-fail pop leti hinkwato a hi koleka hina ku katsa na vanhu vakulukumba namuntlha vo Bishop Mukoki a hi ri ka xikimi xin'we ku leswin'we a hi koleka va loyi a hi yisa Sunday school a hi yisa ka Miss Brown hi yimbelela vo Jesu ya khazimula Jesu ya halalela hina a hi nga yilangi swa kereke ni a hi yile swakudya laya hi ku loko ya kona hi nyikiwa na swakudya hi vuya hi dyile. Se a hi famba hi tele ka Sunday school yaleyo because a ku dyiwa xa n'wanchumu mara hi yena a tlanga role leyikulu ya ku hi endla ku ri hi tikuma hi ri ekerekeni. Ivi ku tata nkulukumba n'wana nga lova Eric Bamuza who later became a brother-in-law. U hi kume na va Bishop Mukoki ka hi tlanga la madayisi a hi teka kwale xikolweni a va ku school a hi teka kwale xikolweni xa madayisi 3 ni yi vona na 8 ni yi ba yi nghena sweswi a hi teka na va Bishop Mukoki a hi yisa kerekeni ya yimbirisiwa khwayere u yimbelela ntsena swo tibela huwa hi nga swi twi no yimbelela yini kambe khwayere yaleyo hi ve na nkateko wukulu ngopfu wa ku kuma good mentors like tatana Joseph Mapope la nga hi mentara khwayereni hi kula kona hi ta hi tiva Xikwembu kwala ndleleni kwala ku ta humelela mfundhisi Chawana a sungula youth. Se hina hi nga qualify ku va ka youth a hi ri swihlangi kambe a hi landzelela hina mafasitere hi vona ku lavakulu va endla yini eka youth yaleyo. Ka teko kona since hi kerekeni nkarhi wolowo ni nge hi fambe hi nga hlambanga mina futhi a swi ri wese hala ka hina na swa kereke va nga swi landzeleli ngopfu lava va swi landza ngopfu hala ka Mukoki hi va lava hi landzelela vona since va ni yise kwalaya na vo Bamuza valavo na namuntlha na ha ri kona kwalaha va nga ni siya kona. Se hi leswi nga lava ku mi byela ka swona ku ri khalenyana ni sungurile ndlela leyi
I khalenyana nkarhi mi famba. Ya no ni hlekisele ya ku ba madayisi ni ku hayi a yi pfumela swinene swilo swa
ni yi ba hi ndlela.
Okay, Rev, ni pfumeleni hi hundza hela loko hi vuya hi ta va hi ri karhi hi continue. Friends, those of you who are watching us on Facebook, on YouTube, thank you so very much for being with us. You'll realize that we freely talk Xitsonga and also English. And Minkondzo ya Tinghwazi, it's a Tsonga word or it's a Tsonga phrase for footprints of legends. So we are free here. If we have a guest who is Pedi speaking, we will freely dive into Pedi. If it's a guest who is also Venda speaking, will so we just want to be free, and also would love to take this opportunity to let you learn some language, you know. And Bold Moves Radio, of course, we say we boldly break barriers and limitations and raise the flag of hope for an African child. So there's something to pick up. And he wunda ila mavengeleni Rev, and then look here itaba ri karhi kongoma ni pfumeleleni hi hunda hila.
inkomo na khensa ku nyikiwa nkarhi wa ku vulavula hi mfundhisi comes up. You have shocked me. You remind me ka minkarhi liya a hi fambisiwa ka Sunday school hi vomfundhisi hi vo tatani Laibon Mabasa na vo tatani Ishmael Mkhabele na vo Mrs Brown. You remember those days most. Mara otherwise a hi tshama hi khomelela hi ku hina hi ta rhanda Xikwembu ku ya ku yini. Thank you so much for being my friend and I really appreciate that. Na ku khensela ni ku khensisa Xikwembu xi ku katekise nghwazi ya hina. God bless you for it. Mina Bishop Dr. Tinghwazi Mukoki wa kereke ya Rema Church eNkowankowa.
Bold Moves Radio.
Wow. Rev, loko bitwa ritura Bishop Tembani lava mi nga va swin'we le ndzhaku leyi vona ti-dies hinkwaswo. What comes to mind and what would we love to say to him tonight?
A no vitana Bishop Tembani mina no vitana Prof. Hey Prof. I ta vulavula off the air. Swona.
But what comes to mind, you know, loko hi mitlangela hi ndlela leyi, we are also saying, hey, life is very busy and there's a lot of responsibilities now with the work ya kereke na ntirho wa n'wina in general. There's a lot that is demanded of you, but we want you to relax and look back and allow that boy in you to stretch himself. No, that's beautiful.
It's like na Tembani obuya kule. Hey, asuvulavuleka moyeni man. Scandal after scandal.
But you know, you give everybody else hope. If we are here today, and he's a bishop, you are the general treasurer of one of the biggest church in our nation, the Evangelical Presbyterian Church. It tells Corey, hey, God is not looking for the qualified, but He qualifies. Look, man, qualified.
Ya Xikwembu xa gembula ka thuleni ya Mukoki na ku bayi. Yesu wa swi tiva ku endla.
Thank you so very much. And then again, Rev, you have been also actively involved in politics and participated. What motivated you to participate in the struggle specifically?
Yeah, coming from 76, politics was in your blood, and you learned to see injustice when you see it, and we had hope that one day hitatshunxeka hi vavanuna na hina. Se na loko hi fika emintirhweni, it was just easy to join a union to fight for injustice. So what pushed me into politics, I've not a career or wanting to become anything leader, but was just a cause for injustice. Ku vanhu hinkwavo va kuma leswi nga va fanela, because hina ka nkarhi lowuya wa khale swilo a swi tika ene a swi nonoha. I remember when we went to school, we needed what was called a ministerial consent ku kota ku ri u ya university, and without it, it was a problem. And loko u yi rivala u huma laha xikolweni u famba u ya xitichini na Braamfontein u hlangana na maphorisa, a wu khomiwa, and that was difficult and painful. So hi swin'wana swa leswi nga ta ku munhu a nghena ka swilo swo fana na sweswo ku ri ku lava ku ri va na justice. And the role models ta kona a ti nga ri kule. Our Sunday school teachers, they were also in politics, so we couldn't tell the difference between religion and politics. Inkomo. Ha ri swin'we to ya mahlweni ni vula ku ri no hi tipolitiki ka n'wana wa munhu wa ntima a ti yeriwi xikolweni. Hi minkarhi liya hi nga kula hi yona hina, it was just a matter of life and death. Actually, now we're not politicians. There were guys who were real politicians lava a va rhanga mahlweni va hi rhangela hi minkarhi leyi ya vo Tsietsi Mashinini na van'wani lava va nga sacrifice va hakela hi vutomi bya vona. Hina hi ri swihlangi a hi nga tivi nchumu, but the little one xi xa hi xi tiva xa nkarhi wolowo xa Black Power, a hi swi kota ku vona ku leswi hi swona leswi a hi swona. And besides kereke leyi hi nghena yona ya EPCSA a yi ri sort of kereke na nhlikani na madyambu yi ri hi meeting place ya vo Committee of 10, swin'wana swa ku fana na sweswo. Vanhu lava a va fambisa sweswo ku fana na mfundhisi wa hina wa nkarhi wolowo Dr. Jawana a ri victim ya maphorisa. Se a hi swi vona swilo leswi hi kota ku swi twisa na hina hi swi landzelela. My Sunday school teacher Buti Ishmael na vona va khomiwa, Buti Laibon na vona va khomiwa. So it was just a way of life. Inkomo.
Oh, sorry, Rev. You know, the electrical challenges. Hey, they really know how to step in and disturb us. But I think we are back online. Are you able to hear me, Rev?
Yes, I can hear you very well.
Thank you so very much. Challenger network, because the towers not on local gaze refamba the right battery, and sometimes it affects our Wi-Fi. I wanted to say, Rev, you seem to have this natural appetite for education. What can you share with us? Loko ilang tisa etidyondzo ta n'wina ilangsa ila landzeleke tidyondzo hako aswi kali swi vutisiwa leswaku you've got a natural appetite for education. And what would you love to share with us? Because I'm looking at your academic qualifications and what you did with UNISA, University of Johannesburg, Institute of Bankers in South Africa, VETS, University of Wales. Would you just take us through a journey and tell us your appetite for education and your experience? Because like University of Wales is abroad, what can you share with us, and what more special on the importance of education?
Yes, I've always had that love for education. I think it was just a natural thing that I was born with. I think if unlukuma training ya kahle or support ya kahle, kumshane na Robert Mugabe a hi ta phikizana nyana, kambe a hi hambani kule ti-degrees. I'm sure tlula timbirhi ntsena. I'll follow up on that. Say,
Yes.
I loved education. Ni endleli loko ni sungula ku tirha ni sungule swa vun'anga swi nga endli. Se ni ta ni ti zama hi swa commerce swi yela swinene. And then loko ni ha swa commerce ni kuma ntirho wa African Bank, and then nyika ntirho lowu loko a ni lo landzela namuntlha a ni kumbexana mi ni ta va ni ri governor of the Reserve Bank, ni sayina mali. Se a ni sayina ti-returns on behalf of the bank, Nisa Reserve Bank. So the governor of the Reserve Bank back then, Ari, Nkulunkulu Mangwane wa Mbunu, abaku, Dr. Henny van Giening. I was going to struggle because I was one of the first black to be doing that job that I was doing. I've got an opportunity for you if you don't mind. You can come to Rand Afrikaans University, Otajonda Bank VSA, banking law. Then I went there to study banking law. I was the only black in an Afrikaans university, and the lectures were coming in Afrikaans. So the attitude I heard about Afrikaans in 1976 had to change now. I started have to embrace the language in order to learn and pass what was before me. The prof supported me very well in that class. I managed to graduate with the others at the end of the day. I was sitting right there in front, and they were pointing fingers at me. This swarte, but when I came there back there, my Afrikaans was so good. I could even write and converse in Afrikaans. But that was not the end of it. I realized that I need to do more. And then I continued studying. If I fail, then I went into banking. I wanted to become qualified in banking. So I studied whatever was there in banking so that when I sit at my chair as a bank manager, when people come into office, they must respect me because I must be properly qualified. So I went into that banking and I learned and I qualified. Then I tried again now. There was this call of theology. I tried to enroll for theology back earlier on before now. Then I wrote an assignment and I sent to UNISA. My marker at UNISA was Professor Tiniko Maluleke. I'm saying good things about him. We knew each other from growing up because he was a friend of Toket Machel. So I pick up my name when I submitted the assignment. The assignment came with an answer. Hey, Robert, wangatsika kuhuwa. Wantolovela notsika me. But a call being a call, it followed me again. Then I had to go back and study this theology thing. He said, "So Shanisa, and in the family where I am, I come from a unique family. In our family of 7 people, all of us, our first degree, Yafan.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
all of us. From Kamanu, Kamwana, you're going to commerce. So I come from a commercial family. Money, lecturer, accounting, one accountant, one investment in, so whatever you can think of in finance in that house where. Then come this theology thing. Then I had to go to university now for the second time. Now food. Assignment, pass 50%. Even Professor Baloy, gift Baloy. Na yena wana vitra mina a phone eko bai kuna ra vetu n'wana un'wana kula hi wena na hi mina ku hawa tsika ku huwa man you can do better than this se ni vona ku ri hey misalo wa ha ri ntsanani ka mina ene le kerekeni leyi ni mulanguteri wa yena and hala se teacher wa mina loko ni ya mahlweni huwa hayi that bangela problem so ni va serious ene ni pfunile man matwa ni va serious lero muswine send by my record time send bela kwale henhla kwale ka ceiling ka vo 92 95 la ku nkomba ku ano ho ni serious ene ni ti yimiserile so hey education na era na kana zama no so ku isa mahlweni ni heta na nkulukumba n'wana professor Andy Beck yena nga vula hi swi nga se sungula ako we want to ordain you to become a minister, and then we want you to be a doctor. And from that time, they started calling me Dr. Kobai.
Yes.
This man is putting pressure on me. I said, Dr. Kobai, I'm not doctor, I'm nothing. He said, you're going to get it. and I
Yes.
owe him that. It's
Yes.
only one step ahead. I think after next year, I'll be
Mm.
able to do his promise, your PhD, yale ayilabako, because only pressure, and I won't rest
Mm.
until
Mm.
I do. But I love books, I love readings, and I love
Yes.
writing. I'm a very
Mm.
good writer, and then I think that then because of a teaching background, I end up about the late docket Michelle
Mm.
Nabusikule, and then
Mm.
being married to a teacher. I
Mm.
also like teaching.
Yes.
So I just kwa kerekeni. Loko ni ya kerekeni a EPCSA. I don't
Mm.
know so khoma timali
Mm.
because I've been a treasurer my life for a very long time, for almost 25
Yes.
years. I've been a
Mm.
treasurer in state institution and in banks. I wanted
Mm.
to go back to church and be a minister. But
Yes.
some of these ministers, some of them are posting here on the group. I can see them. They came
Mm.
to me and said, "No, man, you must come and become our treasurer. You've got
Mm.
experience and expertise. Come and
Yes.
help us." Now I find
Mm.
myself now being the Judas of the church. The role of Judas, I don't run. See, no nyikiwa wona na ni va byeli na va nga nyikiwa no ni wu teka for 110 because a ni lavi ku va Judas mina ni karhele ku va Judas ni kule emadayizi ta tlhela ni pfala emadayizi futhi no ni lava ku mufundhisi.
Oh, yeah, Rev. Yeah. Hayi impela batikisa. Kubyala ku ekubai. Sika ku huwa. Yo. Yeah, no. Sangwina sangwina sila pressure. But it's also so interesting ku kuma leswaku kuni leswi Xikwembu xi nga mi vitanela swona. We need, I think that's why Jesus had to call Judas into his ministry. We need people who are knowledgeable, who are anointed in the area of finance, because finance, as the Bible says, money answereth all things. We need it, and when it's properly administered and all that, it even makes the church or any work to prosper. So Kubulantiso, n'wina mina case study ya Judas. Mi to ka mi nga yi hala yi ya nga ya kona. The ministry was good. Ku lo va ku ri he fell on the other side. Wow. Rev, this is so interesting. Allow me to just take a comment. I see Reverend Amos Matebula here. He says, the man who raised me, the teacher who taught me basics of theology, very funny how I was admitted in ministry and because his senior, Kuri Leswaku, I am his student. He is Paul and I am Timothy. I don't know where to begin to talk about him. All I can say is, may God bless you richly, Dad. And that's Reverend R.A. Matebula. And of course, my producer, that's Dr. Mabila Matebula, he goes on to say, Mina ndzi tiva mfundhisi Kubai na Dr. Temban Mkoke va ha ri exivindzini xa vujaha. Hey, no, lava va ta hi byela tin'wana.
Ni nga va vutisi va na nghozi.
Lava va le and then is it Michael Tsila Bago? We are learning revolutionary greetings to you, to all of you, family. Thank you so very much, Mina. We are all set for Minkondzo ya Tinghwazi, the legacy. Thank you. And then Mavis Tundu Shuma Lekbaku. Big ups, Rev Kubai Ngomani Mafumisa Mafumisa Swiswana. Thank you so very much. Natemba la kwa phatiwa la. And is it Zondi Mavis Manganya aku my boss. My Mastiva look my boss lo that way to. Yo, Rev, I'm so excited. Minkondzo Tinghwazi will be running for an hour, 30 minutes because we really love to celebrate. Like I said, Rev, Kore, we want to sit back and just take a journey of your life, and laugh and be healed and learn at the very same time. Because in all what you are sharing with us, kufana nithi makata kuri Prof Malek wako, "Hey, Robert, tsika eh, like you say, I said, oh, one call, let me leave this thing. But again, you got it again and be told it's Gagutlanga. And meanwhile, you are saying to us with hard work, with commitment, with dedication, that's why you talk about being a family of comments, money, vana. That also tells of the influence to the family. Loro mi swi endla kahle timhaka leta comments leti mi ti khome kahle ya raku na vana va ku la papa nga famba hi kona hi ta famba hi kona, and it's so beautiful. But allow me just to recap a little bit and look at the days of your baptism, as young people, when you then took it to baptism. And I want to bring this old man here, and let's just hear what he's got to say.
Namshaweta hibito ra hosi ya hina Yesu Kreste loyi a vulavulaka i mfundhisi N'wamilorho Joseph Jawa, ni mufundhisi wa Evangelical Presbyterian Church. Ni sungule vufundhisi bya mina
It's okay.
malukulu ekerekeni hinkwayo. I ntirho lowu nga sungula kwale ka foundation leyi ya le eXawela. Namuntlha kereke ya va yi vula Hlanganani, kambe enkarhini wa mina yi vuriwa Xawela. Swin'wana leswi a ni nga va tokotisa swona hi ku endla hi ku tiva leswaku kereke a hi kereke leyi ngo langutisa ku ya tilweni ntsena. Ku ya tilweni i final achievement, kambe mhaka yi kulukumba leswaku kereke leyi yi hanyaka leyi yaka vanhwini i kereke leyi kunene vanhu va nga tata ka yona, i kereke leyi nga na outreach programs leti yi fikelelaka evanhwini. Enkarhini wa mina kereke leya South Six a yi ri kereke leyinene yi tele hi lavantshwa. Loko wo fika 10 minutes before u ta kuma kereke yi tele, ngopfungopfu mhaka ya timhaka ta ku va a yi ri kereke leyi a hi rhangisa timhaka ta ku motivate lavantshwa hi music. So ku ba ya ri jaha rero a ri involved ka mintirho hinkwayo leyi a yi ri ya social. Minkarhini ya hina a yi ri nkarhi walowo wa social gospel leyi yi lavaka ku leswi dyondzisa vanhu leswaku mahanyelo lamanene na ku langutisa bibele hi tihlo ra xiafrika hi vona leswaku kereke ya hanyela vanhu cinca vutomi bya vanhu. So ni ku tshemba leswaku laha nga kona sweswi ndoda ka ku ba u ta va mindful of the fact kereke leyi leswi a nga yena a nga khoma ntirho wa stewardship xa kereke. Na ku tshemba leswaku u ta va ndoda leyi nga ta kota ku fambisa ntirho lowu wa yena hi ku hetiseka. Ni nga vula ni nga ti pfinyingi leswaku ni seketela ku xiximiwa ka yena eka Minkondzo ya Tinghwazi leswaku nene yi ta endla contribution leyi faneleke leyi nga ta kota ku endla leswaku tiko ra hina ra Afrika ri pona.
Khani mambo. Rev, that's Dr. Joseph Mwamiloro, Reverend Jawane, and I would love, even before I hand over to you, Rev, I would love to appreciate Pastor Joylene. Loko wo tekiwa hi n'watimali swa boha na u landzelela swa timali, loko wo tekiwa hi swa technique na swa boha yi landzelela. Se va karhi va ni byela va ku, hey, we've lost transmission, so and transmission restored. Thank you so very much. I really appreciate for you helping me at that side, and also my producer Dr. Matebula. Thank you so very much. Yeah, keep me abreast so that I know if we are okay that side. Thank you so very much. Rev, look me to Kalabza, Dr. Chawani Babula. What comes to mind, Papa?
Oh, Dr. Chawani, umakula na bona. I met him when I was 13 years old. Today in my 60s. Masibona ko umakula kwi. Yeah, umakula na. Kuba so tala ku ku Brasoli, what the late Magarimani, va tele vanhu lava vuyaka ku vulavula hi Dr. Chawani. Ni va tiva khale. Hi vona va nga hi kombisa ndlela leyi and gave us hope to do what you are doing. He mentored us, and his ministry, I think it was relevant for our time, because look, abangatangi, who have been classified as criminals or hooligans or disrespectful. Hina na Bishop Mukoko, I think I beburiwange hi va Kreste. Vanhu vo huma kwale vanhu va huma kona. Yesu loko u hi kume kule. U hi kume madayizini, a hi kuma kwihi a hi cinca, va hi lehisela mbilu, va hi dyondzisa. He has done a lot for us. In the end, he baptized both of us. I can say why baptizer he lembe rero mina na Dr. Mkoki baptized lembe rin'we. It was the 25th of December. Na vatswari va mina va nga swi tivi na baptiziwa. Na swimbalo a holombana na baji kwala xitejini, because swilo swa hina swi ri sweswiya mi swi tivaka swa vafana vo ka va nga ri na order. A swo famba kwala xitejini hi lombalombana na swilo, because we were raised as brothers. I nga tivi nchumu. Amloka hina back then ku no Kobayo, it ended up being a priest. I would have said no. Look, I'm low, it was bishop. And I can't do. Can't do. I should come back mfundisi la. Kambi mfundisi cha been with us all the way. By mentor, izela na ina itsakela mfundisi ikubona bona. Ana swaka to udonda ka onwanyana. He has influenced and touched a lot of lives. Some are with us, some have departed, but we remain forever grateful to him. That's why nale kereke ni mabonera imfundisi wa mina lo koze yo ku kwata bona bana right ba nga teka na baptism na mfundisi swi hela.
Obanga swi withdraw. But that is so interesting, Rev. Ngopfungopfu loko hi lavisisa timhaka ta ku ri miri kusukela kwele ka vuntshwa as youth, and babalabla na vona va ku ri, we looked at social gospel being relevant, being able to reach out to young people, using even music as a bait. What can you advise us today as the church? I look at the church, more especially I look at the church America, you see elderly people, you see gray-headed people, you don't see much of young people. What can we do as the church in general to make sure that we appeal even to this younger generation? Because you were young people then, but look at you today. You are leaders in the church. So we need logo akuri akabolo ayitakuri. He need a development. Kulaveka development leswaku ku va na vanhu lava vana lava kulaka vantshwa lava kulaka lava nga ta kota ku teka eka hina va ya emahlweni. What is your advice, Rev, looking at your experience?
My experience is that the church today is not receptive to young people.
Oh, yes.
That is why the church that are coming as modern, we refer to them as charismatic. I don't know what is the right way of saying it. Receptive so the mainline churches were not receptive to young people. We are raising our young people. Church governance and management are ever welcoming. Then they leave us. That is why if you go everywhere, the pattern is the same. The old people are left alone. The young people are gone. They leave us because we are refusing to change and to welcome them into the kingdom of Christ. You see, when we read the Bible, we learn that what John Mark, Timothy, is even said they must not be undermined because of their youth. But
Because of their youth.
Today we struggle in churches to work with young people. We want them to be Babaka youth, but once they come into leadership, by threaten. And until such time, we welcome those young people as equal Christians with us. We experience the same thing, that the young will leave us, and then the old will remain there. The old can't leave because they got nowhere to go except to the grave. The young people don't need. They can go and try something else or come back when they're old. So, watching administration and the way we receive young people, the church can take a different direction.
Yeah, that's powerful, Rev, and I think that calls for us to do something, because truly we lose a lot of potential leaders in our young people, and it's a call for concern, because ku va kereke ya Xikwembu yi kota ku va na matimba ku fanele ku va na vana lava va kulaka va tlakusiwa. And you are right, this cut across all churches. Yes, the charismatic church might be drawing young people, but at the very same time, the very same thing or fear of young people taking over, and also trying to and saying to them, because, for example, I was talking to one of our young musicians whom I had an opportunity of raising him up as a young person, Themba Nyati. Themba Nyati came with a song, very vibrant song, but he put the amapiano beat on it, Titabuya Akereken, and the challenge is we want to say to them, no, Ashina Hoslish, Shina Misabangofu, and we want to tone them down, forgetting that my hair is turning gray, and that tells of the number of years where I grew up. Derek Zimande, this new thing, it's not supposed to be accommodated in the church, and in the process we lose our young people. I think it's a lesson that you're giving us, Rev Kore. You got to make sure we're attracting our young people, because young people, in no time, they are elders. It takes me back to the experience of when we started the ministry, Lapu Lukwani. I started with students. And loko u sungula hi machudeni va tshama mfundhisini kombela nyana mali a va se hi rhumele oda mfundhisi kombela accommodation, and I will be doing that. But believe you me now, Rev, those young people are professionals. Some they're running their own companies, and ku kombela leswaku a va nga tshami va ri vatsongo va ta kula, and loko kereke yi kota ku va kurisa va ta tsundzuka kereke hi minkarhi ya vona. Rev, I want us to also bring this legend, also this father, because you no wonder you are a great father. You have been raised by fathers. So I want to bring this father and hear what he's got to say as we celebrate you. Remember, Rev, tonight we're about celebrating you and learning through your journey, the things that you're sharing. Swi langutisa hi swi vona swa ku hi swona swi nga mi fikisa lomu mi nga fika kona, and hi le ku dyondzeni. A hi twaneni leswaku mukhalabye lava va ri yini.
Mina ndi Dickson Masango, un'wani wa vafundhisi va Evangelical Presbyterian Church in South Africa, leyi lavo tala va nga yi tiva yi ri Swiss Mission in South Africa. Ndzi lava ku vulavula na n'wina lava mi ni twaka hi mfundhisi Robert Kubai. Mfundhisi Robert Kubai ndzi tivanile na yena ekerekeni loko ndzi ri karhi ndzi tirha ntirho wa kereke. Ndzi n'wi tivile ngopfungopfu nkarhi lowu kereke yi nga ni kombela ku ya pfuna ndzi ri mfundhisi wo khomela exifundeni xa West Rand lexi xi nga vupela dyambu bya doroba ra Joni, xifundza lexi katsaka Katlehong, Mohlakeng na tikereke ta le timayini nkarhi wolowo. Mfundhisi Kubai ni kumile a ri un'wani wa vakulukumba exifundeni xa West Rand. Loko hi ri karhi hi tirha swin'we mina na yena ku fike laha ndzi nga va na nkateko wa ku va ndzi dyondzisa mukhegula mhani wa vona catechism class, yi nga tlilasi ya vanhu lava va kombelaka ku khuvuriwa. Kutani matirhelo ya kereke hileswaku loko munhu a nga si khuvuriwa u rhanga a dyondzisiwa timhaka ta ku pfumela. Loko mukhegula ni va dyondzisa timhaka leti a va ri ka malembe ya va 82, 82. Mhaka leyi na mina yi ve yin'wana ya mikateko ku khuvula munhu wa malembe yo tani. Loko ndzi ta va ndzi hetile ku tirha ni hambana na mfundhisi Robert Kubai, ku va nkarhi wa kona a nga si va mfundhisi wa mukreste na nkulukumba wa kereke. Ndzi ve ndzi tlhelela entirhweni wa mina lowu a ni tirha wona wa ku tirha le hofisini ya kereke Braamfontein. Hi lembe ra 2007 ni ve ni vitaniwa hi xifundza xa Hlanganane lexi katsaka tikereke ta 4, laha kereke ya Xawela yi nga yin'wana ya tona. Ni tlhele ni ya kuma leswaku mfundhisi Robert Kubai se u sukile eWest Rand hi wun'wana wa vangheni va kereke eXawela le xifundeni xa Hlanganane, a tlhela a ri wun'wana wa vakulukumba va kereke exifundeni lexi xa Hlanganane ekerekeni ya Xawela. Hi sungule ku tirha kun'we hi ku se ana a hi tivana hi tsaka ku va hi ta tirha swin'we. A nga vangi nkulukumba wa ntsena wa kereke, u kume na swiyimo swo hlayanyana. U mufambisi wa zone eka tizoni ta 7 leti vumbaka kereke ya Xawela. I ve mufambisi wa xihubyani xa timali ta xifundza, a tlhela nakambe a va mufambisi kumbe mupfuni wa mufambisi wa church council ya nkarhi wolowo. Handle ka sweswo u tlhele a tlakuka a kumeka a ri mufambisi wa xihubyani xa timali kereke hinkwayo ya Evangelical Presbyterian in South Africa. Loko hi ri karhi hi tirha swin'we u tsakerile ngopfu ndlela leyi ya vufundhisi. A sungula ku dyondza ntivovukwembu theology na Yunivhesiti ya Afrika-Dzonga UNISA. Loko a ri karhi a dyondza ku fikela a nga pasa, a nga pasile ivi a kombela eka kereke ku va mufundhisi ekerekeni. Kereke yi n'wi nyikile xiyimo lexi. Loko yi n'wi nyika xiyimo lexi ni va na nkateko wa ku va kereke yi tlhela nakambe hambiloko se a nga ha vangi mukreste ntsena, se a ri candidate ya ku va vufundhisini, yi n'wi tisa eka mina loko ni ri Xawela eHlanganane Parish leswaku a ta endla observation. A wu vangi ntirho wo nonoha ngopfu hikuva se a hi tshamile malembe swin'we. Kusukela 2007 se a ya kombela ku va mufundhisi hi va ma 2018. A observile swo tala, khomisanile ntirho lowu a observer swo tala a ngo observer hi ku vona ku tlhariha ka yena. A ni n'wi rhwexa mintirho yin'wana ya kereke a tirha, ku fana na ku rhangela swikhongelo swa vhiki na vhiki emigangeni, a tshama n'hweti emugangeni a ri karhi a fambisa swikhongelo na mina ni ya ka yin'wana miganga hi tirhisa sweswo ni n'wi rhwexa na mintirho yo rhangela Thanksgiving hi tin'hweti ta wa November ni n'wi rhwexa na ntirho nakambe wa ku rhangela hambi mintirho yo kota e Christmas service hi tirhile swinene na mfundhisi Robert Kubai a kala a ya fika laha kereke se na yena ni nga n'wi nyika xifundza laha a fanele ku ya endla kona probation xifundza xa West Rand kwala hi nga tivana kona a ya tirha kona kutani hi lembe ra 2020 hi ti 22 ta November a tlhandlekiwa mavoko kereke yi n'wi rhwexa ku va mufundhisi wo hetiseka ekerekeni leswi hi nkarhi lowu n'wina lava mi ni yingiselaka ni nga mi tivisaka swona hi yena tatana mfundhisi Robert Kubai. Ni ve ni vurile ni ku u tlhandlekiwe mavoko a rhwexiwa vufundhisi hi kereke hi lembe ra 2020 hi 22 ta November. Ku komba ku i munhu loyi a nga na tinyiko. Lembe leri nga hela ku sungula ka rona kereke yi n'wi thorile ku va mutamerenkulu wa kereke, General Treasurer.
Ladies and gentlemen, here it is. Streaming 24/7. 24/7.
Bold Moves Radio.
Bold Moves Radio.
Afrika, nakupenda sana. Oh, Afrika, nakupenda sana.
Wow, you're listening to Bold Moves Radio, and you are joining. You have joined us also on Facebook and also on YouTube. And the program Minkondzo Tinghwazi, produced by Dr. Mabila Matebula, me, Pastor Strike. I bring it to you, and I'll bring it to you, and I'll give you a specific date. But as for now, Thursdays, exactly 7 o'clock in the evening until 8:30. It's 1 hour, 30 minutes program. And thank you so very much for being with us tonight. Our guest is none other but Reverend Robert Kubai, and he is the General Treasurer for the Evangelical Presbyterian Church in South Africa. A great man indeed, a man that we look up to, and a man who loves education, a man with a sense of humor. You know, mina hleketa swa ku ri i fane u bohana loko ri mfundhisi ni ya kuma ku no i ti-personalities van'wanyani vo va taniya hi ntumbuluko na loko a vo lo bohana vo va hi ntumbuluko se ma ni hleketa swa ku i nga ku swa mfundhisi swi ta ni tsandza hikuva mina ingaku ni papilinyana so only to find hayi xikwembu a xi cinci personality ya munhu kambe xi cinca content leswaku hi nga ha bi madayizi kambe hi ya mahlweni hi tirhana na timali. Rev, when you hear Papa Masango, Papa Wahina, Reverend Masango, Babalabula, what comes to mind? You know, you cannot help it but recollect and go back. And one of the highlights is him baptizing Mani at 82 years. And how did you feel, Kuba Mani, ba amkela baptism, you know, Barnama Lembe at 82?
I felt so great. Rev Masango has done a great job for me. Mfundhisi wa family by baptizing mom at age 82. Same day na ntukulu wa vona lowa mativu lawa n'wana wa mina. It's a history that stays in our heart.
Yes.
And va swi tive hi ku tshembeka. Kambe mfundhisi Masango a va lo ka va nga vulanga ku na vona va baptiziwe hi sesi wa mina.
Oh yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Loko vo ka va nga thowi layini hi nga teka vufundhisi lebyiya suka hinkwaswo
nga ri kona
i vufundhisi bya ka Kubai lebyi va nga byi khoma ku fana na mina ni nga khoma bya ka Cawana se loko va ni vona va fanele va hloniphanyana hikuva va tisa ni nga teka swin'wana. But on a serious note, mfundhisi Masango has been my mentor and role model. I would say ni tiye ku nghena swa vufundhisi by watching how he does his ministry.
Yes.
Loko mfundhisi Masango va nga vangi kona kumbexani nge ni nga vangi mfundhisi. I've watched him how he does his ministry, his passion and everything. A hi ngheni swin'we sinoda ni drive wa vona hi famba swin'we endla swilo leswi hinkwaswo leswi. So he has influenced me. He has done his ministry in such a way that loko munhu a lava ku dyondza vufundhisi a vona mfundhisi Masango, he is bound to love ministry. Was ending in such a perfect way. And then besides that, Mfundisi Masango is not an easy man. He's very strict and very organized. Una order line. He never train bona. Lava I tell kuna bona baba come kutika because the order we've learned from him. We want it to continue.
Yes.
Saying I feel so blessed myself having met a mentor like that in life. As was saying, I'm only 2 years and 2 days old as an ordained minister. But my confidence sounds like I've got 10 years
Yes.
because of his training. His training, mfundisi Masango endle munhu ni nga vulavula ze ri pela. When I was writing my assignments xikolweni tin'wana ti lava comment ya vufundhisi, I used to give it to him to ku ntsale leswi. He would tell me ku ri leswi lunghisa laha endla yini leswi swona leswi swona. He has been a coach and a mentor to me, and for that I remain forever grateful. Inkosi.
Thank you so very much, Rev. And loko hi langutisa ndzhaku hi langutisa vatswari lava hina, truly it's humbling, and it's also it also says to us, a hi kuriseni van'wanyana, a hi tlakuleni van'wanyana, a hi pfuneni van'wanyana. And he's also a father to us, specifically my wife. My wife Intukulwa, the late Reverend Ishmael Matebula. So loko va famba ka tiparish to fana le ka von'wamitwa lomu ya vankuzani a va ri na yena na le vomasana le a va ri na yena. So ene swilo leswi swi na ku tlulela hikuva i ntombi kambe a va famba na yena a hlayisiwa hi vona. And today she's our senior pastor in the church. So, and Papa Masango is a dear father to her, and we just thank God for that. And Dr. Matebula says, if all young people could take the leaf out of Rev Kubai and Dr. Mkoki's book, I used to look up to these giants. In addition, I am related to both two giants by blood. So that is why he's coming very, very vehemently. And I think it's Revitila, if I'm not mistaken here. We need to trust young people and build their character by acknowledging the gifts and the talents that the young people are blessed by God. Very true, very true. And I see Dr. Rexon Manga is saying the legacy, welcome. And Rev, as we continue, which is also very much encouraging, is your love for family. And and together Namani, you led and you continue to lead a life that is so exemplary, that's so encouraging. And of course, family, your base ya munhu leswaku loko a suka a yima loko swi tshamisekile akaya swi tshamisekile. But before we go to the family, I would love for us to hear the last legend who is going to say something. And I know what he's saying is very, very much important to you also because of the office that he carries. Let's hear what he has to say before we go to the family.
Pastor Strike, greetings to you and your listeners. And once more again, congratulations on bringing back Minkondzo ya Tinghwazi and also hosting one of our own, Reverend Robert Kubai, as one of your guests. Pastor Strike, I must say that you are really asking me to talk about someone whose contributions in our church, the EPCSA, cannot easily be covered in a paper or in a speech. I have known this gentleman, Robert Kubai, some years ago as a member of our church and also as a church elder at the West Rand Parish and Shawela Parish, respectively. This is where his calling as a minister started to show up until Reverend Kubai has to enroll ayangena skolo ayunisa, where he passed his BTH and also his honors degree. And of course, it's a bookworm. I believe he's studying even further. Now, Fundisi Kubai, I remember when he showed himself to our church, I was still the Minister of Education. And kereke yumkhuthaza kuya mahlweni adyondza aza a heta tidyondzo ta yena. Now, because of that, Reverend Kubai was given high responsibilities in our church. Even before he was ordained as a minister, he served in high positions in our church and served Kanhloko ya Sinodo and also served as a chairperson of strategic management, the constitution of our church, and also as a chairperson of finance committee. I am so happy, that I ordained Reverend Kubai during my time as the moderator of the church, and one does not regret. This is a giant that the church can trust. After his ordination, Fundisi Kubai applied for a position of the general treasurer of the church, or the job that is doing with very outstanding results, and the church is very happy about what he's doing. Recently again, Reverend Kubai eka ntsombo na vafundhisi a tlhela a hlawuriwa ku va eka komiti ya doctrine even le ka timhaka ta liturgy eka kereke ya hina. We are so happy about Reverend Kubai. He's such a peaceful and a hard-working somebody. Na le xifundeni xa Westland laha a tirhaka kona a karhi a ri mutamerinkulu wa kereke. Reverend Kubai is actually following in the footsteps of Reverend L.B. Kubai, the first woman minister to be ordained in Africa. Aba Fundisi, ahumaka kereke ya hina EPCSA. I must say, as the moderator of the church, Reverend Kubai, we are so happy about you. Now you are part of the management. And we as the management, we are so happy to be working close by Reverend Kubai. His knowledge and his contributions. Oh, this man is such a God gift for us. EPCSA. I want to wish him all of the best and for the Kubai as you celebrate your 2 years in ministry after the ordination. May the Almighty God bless you. May the Almighty God, make his face shine upon you and be gracious to you and to grant you peace and you and your family. We are looking forward for your contributions and for your skills in this church. God bless you so much and continue to shine and to rise the flag of the EPCSA very high. God bless this man of God, Pastor Strike, and I thank you for this opportunity. I'm recording from Qatar. Yes, Kwebashi Katekis. Amen.
Ladies and gentlemen, here it is. Streaming 24/7. 24/7. Bold Moves Radio.
Afrika nakupenda sana, oh Afrika nakupenda sana.
Ifamsa sweswo ka nongonoko madame namuntlha Minkondzo ya Tinghwazi, the legacy, and we have our honored guest, and loko hi Xitsonga va ri ku na xitlhangoma hi lero Rev Kubai va pfule xitekisi na van'wani hi ta sala hi landzela kambe ku ba vona ritshuri ri twakala swinene, and we are so grateful to have the opportunity and the honor of hosting this great man. Rev, the moderator of the church, the Evangelical Presbyterian Church, joining us this evening from Qatar, and all what he says, and the gem that you are to the church, and the pride that the church has in you being part of the management of the church. What would you love to say? And moderator Bangaswolashan.
Pastor Strike, it's difficult to speak after your boss. That could be a career limiting move. So, do I cancel the Sumulungu Bangabola zone.
Aswila naloko munhu a tsaka a swi lava a tikomba ngopfu
Hayi mahlweni ka valungu a swi endliwi na ti-Christmas party swi nga endleka nyanyuka ku tlula mpimo valungu va ri kona se swi lava i rhomba nyana se na mina ni munhu ri ku tsala mfundhisi Pastor Strike ni munhu wo rhula hi va twile mufambisi wa vulavurile.
Thank you so very much, Rev. And Rev, one thing that stands out in when Itimakata, you are so passionate about Bible study, and of course, also the issues of doctrine. That's one thing you specialize on, and that's something that is very close to your heart. And you're helping ministers beyond the Evangelical Presbyterian Church, and you're mentoring and encouraging people to study the Bible. What can you say about the importance of doctrine and also studying the Bible?
Inkomo Pastor Strike. Nibe Nankateko, before I became a minister officially, I was mentored by two giants that I'd like to mention. One of them has passed on. It's an American priest, Dr. J. Vernon McGee. I met him back then on a radio that was called Trans World Radio.
Oh,
I
yes,
listened to him very much. And then I met another giant, Dr. Charles Sindol, who also recruited me to come and study at Dallas Theological Seminary. I must still go and study there.
Oh,
And I've been following him all these years. So from them, I've learned the love of the Bible. And then I followed in their footsteps and created something that we call the Prayer Warriors. It's a group of Bible-loving people and who read the Bible and pray together. And then we just read and share. And then we learn from each other how to present a sermon, how to do this, how to do that. And that helps us to grow because it's not denominational, but it's interdenominational. So we get inputs from people from all the churches, and we grow. We even share sermons. It's a church on its own because it to us doesn't matter when a sermon is best delivered, whether it's done from another church, mainline, charismatic, or African independent church, doesn't matter. We look at, listen, as long as God is praised, we are happy. So I've been with a group of people. The group is just a reduced now because of COVID, but at one point it was even about 100 people that were following each other on daily basis, and then we taught each other the Bible, how to read, how to pray, and everything. As I mentioned earlier on, I'm a good teacher. Not that I'm praising myself, but because I've learned from other good teachers, and I like sharing the knowledge. We even created an artificial preaching school called the Art of Preaching, where we call in different people from different denominations, and then we learn how to preach. We preach to each other, we teach other, we correct each other, so that when we're given an opportunity in our churches to go and preach, we sound like we know something. Not because we're smart, it's because we have practiced.
Yes.
So that's what I can say about the love for the Bible and teaching. Yes.
Rev, that's powerful. That is powerful. And we really applaud you for that, honestly, because I've heard of many people that says, hey, with Rev Kubai, telling you he will really instill in you the love for the Bible, the love for the study of the word, which is very, very powerful. And we just appreciate you. And let me just take one of your mentors before we go home. I want us to go home because I see now we are almost 19 minutes after the hour 20, and exactly 30 minutes after the hour 20, we will be retiring. But let me have one of your mentees here and hear what he's got to say.
Mina Minkondzo, Bito Bibi. Number one, the gentleman, all the time, issues. No matter what, he always makes time for me and my family. I've learned a lot from him. He has influenced my music. Look how cool he's with the guys, Lava Avaranda Shavati LP. Bakutlangela, Liva Vendros, Line and Rich. Then it was known as the soul music before Kakavoso Susitanwaka R&B. And in Italy, and Don Sakerek. Then in the 70s, in the 80s. We didn't know this is charismatic church or charismatic pastors, but they were there during those times. And he's the guy who introduced me to. He's the guy who introduced me to Bibele yahlayiwa. Loko uyima amahlweni kabantu, you have to explain the Bible uyithatha uyibeka kahle hansi. Ingafani ehamba eku ayipfuleni ibhuku ya Moshe, ibhuku ya Moshe ayibona. Fanele itiva timhaka ta wena. Ekukuleni ka mina, when I started my practice as a lawyer, he was the same guy who drafted my business plan for how I should go about marketing my firm, me and Lanjani and in the process, ekukuleni ka mina as a lawyer, whenever he had legal issues, he will come to me for legal advice, and I will give legal advice. But whenever I require anything, he's the go-to person that I can speak to, a person who listens, a person who doesn't judge, a person who encourages. So for me now, yena munhu yaloye. Still book leswi no swi vulaka ku nga ra wu mpfumeli.
Wow. Tatana Bibi record loko vavulavula, what comes to mind, Rev, because he says you've been on their case when it comes to sing the word, and David chapter 2 and all these books that are not even in the Bible. What can you say even to all those mentees and the group itself? I trust that some are listening either online or will be able to listen, because this program fortunately is going to be there on YouTube, and it's going to be there on Facebook. So what would you love to share with them, and what would you love to say in response to what Mr. Bibi Rikoto is saying?
Yeah, Bibi Rikoto is my son. I raised him. And then he's also my lawyer. So, but let me comment about the Bible part of it. I'm glad he also loves the Lord. And then he loves the Bible and reading it. Number one, this issue Bible. It's a big following. As I'm the Paul, he's a Timothy. It's a big following that we are working together.
Yes.
I am not that a great teacher that I'm deemed to be, but I am trying my best how to handle the word accurately and then deliver because ntirho wa hina la misaveni I ku hi fanele hi wina the world vamakwerhu ya wina kanjhani loko Bible na hi nga yi tivi. Hi fanele hi dyondza hi kota ku yi khoma kahle accurately, because va tele vanhu lava taka masiku lama who are posing as Bible teachers but who cannot handle it. So ka ri kota ku pfuna na van'wana lava va swi kotaka va hi pfuna va hi lungisela laya na laya. Then hi kota ku dyondza ku loko na hi yima hi vulavula hi kota ku ri as Christian hi respectiwa, especially hina vanhu va ntima, because we're not known for reading. Loko fika munhu un'wanyana a fika, when they start speaking about the word of God, we can't stand our ground because we don't know our Bible. But I'm glad that the interest is there, and my wish is to develop that interest into all church groups of the church, if it can be formalized, and other churches too, because the Bible does not belong to one church, it belongs to all of us. And we can have other partners in other churches, we all learn the Bible. I think we'll go far. Pastor Strike.
Sure. Thank you so very much, Rev. And that's very true. And that is why a program like Minkondzo Tinghwazi, we are saying to our viewers and our listeners, this is a platform where we're able to come together, where we're able to learn, where we're able to also hook up, and learn from each other, and also learn good practices. I always say I love the Evangelical Presbyterian Church because there is something that is so profound, the love for education, professionalism, all these are very, very critical, and especially if we have to carry the gospel to the ends of the world, we really need to be students of the word. And Rev, let's now go home. Mani Helen mihlanganile, mani Helen ba huma aka ndyangu ba tani Mutswana, and then mina mi ri Mutsonga, and then sweswani ba ambale nkumba wa Vutsonga lera ku na vana va dyondzisiwa xivongo ende minkarhi yo tala kuma ku i mhani va dyondzisaka xivongo. Mi hlangane njhani na mhani?
Na mhani hi sungule hi ri vanghana.
Okay.
Swa tikanyana. Mina a ni hlangana na tona ta vutomi. Ti ta va ma-silver cup sibirokeni a swi fa swi fayeka hi minkarhi liya. Na vona va hlangana na tona swi ta vo fayeka hi ma-silver cup. Se hi hlangana hi kumina ku no hi ri vambirhi hi ya vumba muti. A ni vona hala swi ku tsandzile na mina hala swi ni tsandzile. A hi hlanganisiwa hina hi vona ku ri hi ya kwihi as partners. And the partnership has worked. We work together at the same school as teachers.
Oh, yes.
We were first friends. We were studying together for a BCom degree back then. But my winner was what? Back then I had a beautiful handwriting.
Yes.
Could write. I could write very well. So when she saw my handwriting, she couldn't just love me. She had never seen a man who writes so well like I do. So we met, she being from Northwest, me from Soweto. We studied together, we met, we married, we stayed together, we raised children together, we studied together. And when it was still our childbearing age, she used to go and write exams while she was pregnant. So I'll do the reading for her and then say to her, this is how you must answer. And then she'll go and answer and pass. I'll go and write the same thing, fail. You know, life can be unfair. So she went on and passed and passed. There's Ellen going to her master's. There's me struggling. But I'm the teacher. And I've been doing that all the way up to master's. So we have raised a family together. But the winning part here, Ellen Abba, unique or different from all the other women I've met. She had a love for my mother.
Oh, yes.
She took care of my mother. I think she had a winning formula because she knew that once you was a winner, man,
yes,
the first thing she did, look, say she bought a bedroom suit for my mother. I'm sure Mina had a bedroom suit. So Mama say, I'm in Shabelang. When I want to open the said so it was sold and then she betrayed us. So Ellen, we worked together in the same school. We read together. We raised kids together. We acquired property together. We're still struggling together. Yes, we fight. We do lots of things together. In our responsibility, and now she's learning to be a Jeffro. Look, as like Jeffro, the kid says, when a mommy, you won't make it. That's the Jeffro material because they know how she is. But I can tell you she's doing very well, eh? Later, I was randomly, even random bang to see someone gets over Jeffro. Say was called and one funny Karatanyan. If I would lamb for this. So don't tell us indirectly through the radio. Who found the same meaning? Jeffro, he come past the strike.
Thanks so very much, Rev. So that's so beautiful. That's so awesome. Now let's hear what Mama has to say. You know, after all this.
Riperile vaingiseri va programe ya hina la vulavulaka i manana Kubai nsati wa Robert Kubai. Namuntlha ni titwa ni tsake ngopfu ku kota ku vula swa n'wanchumu hi Papa Robert Kubai, munhu lo o ni suseku from being a single woman to be Mrs. Mina na Mr. Kubai, we are blessed with 5 kids. I want to extend my gratitude to him for having raised 5 strong kids and the good news is not only strong kids who are all working, kids that are academically strong, kids that have got among themselves 2-3 degrees. Na mina ni nghene ka ku va ni ri munhu ntsena ni ha ri ku ngheni xikolweni namuntlha ni fike kule hi mhaka ya yena. So I want to firstly thank God for having met a man like him. I want to thank God for raising 5 adults who are very independent. I also want to thank God for giving a vision, work in church and to lead the church. And together we have achieved such a lot academically and spiritually. I also want to say this message to my dear husband. I don't know who would I've been without you. We are in a position to be where we are because we are supporting each other. We don't disagree when it comes to children's challenges. And English Kwembu singakota ku ifuneta hi tlhe hi khegula hi ya mahlweni hi kurisa patukulu na hina hi kota ku ya phenini someday hi ka hi tirha kahle ni lava ku khensa ka hinkwaswo leswi wi endlelaku as a family hi hlayisekile swinene ka ku baye ka matlhelo hinkwawo because papa wa tikarata and why prioritizer, and to that I want to say thank you. Inkomo. Mr. Kubai, I just want to take this opportunity to thank you. Nkarungana, when people are married, we say for better or for worse. And when it gets worse, you are just never there. I want to put on record that I never thought I'll survive COVID-19. I got 2 attacks of COVID-19. The one when COVID started in 2019, the second one in 2020. And in both situations, Mr. Kubai did not move out or use a separate room. And he always said, I don't know what I'm going to do if I lose you. I should better supervise you and monitor you. But because I do not have medical expertise, he engaged Batukulu, Dr. Masase, to monitor and send every 4 hours. He was sending blood pressure, sugar level, and all other vital organ things that we needed. And when I got a check for the second time in 2020, it was worse again. He surprised me. He did not say, I am moving out. He was having sleepless nights, monitoring me. I remember this one time when it was worse, when I got to the garage, I was vomiting. I didn't know what to do. He even used the garage bucket to clean my mess in the garage. I was so embarrassed. And when I told my doctor, he said, it is what it is, and there was nothing that you could do. And in both situations, I just feel like if it was somebody else, I don't think we could have, I could have survived. The support that I got from him during this time when I was out and down gave me strength, and I could pick up, and I am where I am today. And I'm not even scared of any other attack physically because God has used him to support me and to protect me. And to that, I will always be grateful.
Wow. I think andakaloko me babzele swako mfundisi me wena uJafro you would love to edit it after this message.
Yeah, Pastor Strike, you are unfair. Why do you ask questions before that? You should have said it first. Coming on, I can cancer. I'm changing caso so you mean I'm saying I tell me one at some kalini yako.
But this is the time, look man, babalabula in Karwa Wakulwana COVID, it's something that she forgot, and she said, hey, there's something that I must say again. In Karwan wa challenges nene low ingalahlekeriwa hi bantu abakutala swinene. And honestly, that's why she could not help it but reflect to that. And what would you love to say to her in a platform like this? Because she felt, this is the time as we celebrate you to put it on record. You are this kind of a husband. You are this kind of a man who would not run away. COVID, I endla bangwane nana satikuma bachabana ani khomelwe. ma vona kuma munhu a yima le kule a chava lowun'wanyani ku swi nga ta ni tlulela na mina, but we applaud couples that were there for each other, standing with each other even through thick and thin. And what would you love to say to her?
Pastor Strike, I just love to say, Kuri, I don't know how we pull through that, but the Lord was with us. When look, Africa first day, angena towards our bedroom, and then I asked myself, what do I do? Do I run away, or do I die with her? I'll die with her. It's fine. I will be with her. And Shkwembu has been so great that umshana mina COVID inkhomile ngaswitivi mara ayizange nienda nchumu mina andelo kukhomela van'wana vana landwini. I was the nurse doing everything, just what has to be done. But the long and short of it is that if you said come on, for better for worse, in good times and bad time, except to show it. If it comes to that, so be it. It was difficult, but I had no choice. And in the public space, what do? You just stand up and do what any other man can do.
Yes.
Nurse your wife and clean whatever mess is there and continue. I guess there's no better way of showing someone that you love them than showing them you. That's all I could do there. I can't say anything. I think Namina, if I was in the same position, should have done the same thing.
Yes. Thank you so very much, Rev. We're wrapping up the program. I can see we went beyond because, it's not very easy. In fact, I used to do it in 2 hours. And when I tell my guests we'll be on air for 2 hours, they say, 2 hours? What will we be talking about? And the next thing, when contributors come to the picture and you realize, no, 2 hours is proper. But allow me to take this time and just shower you with the flowers that I've been helped to put together for you this evening, even as we prepare to part shorts.
Good evening. My name is Shameni Mtizavanondo, the firstborn of 5, and this is a tribute, Papa, to you. We are very proud of you. We know that you are continuously improving yourself and aiming for greater heights, chasing for Dr. Reverend. You'll be one day called Dr. Reverend Kubai. But most of all, your dad that walked me down the aisle 14 years ago. Can you believe it? It's been that long. The dad that helped me with my work in varsity when I didn't understand. The dad that's able to correct us, guide us, nurture us, and love us. And most of all, the dad knows how to have a good time. I learned good music from you, Ebba, Commodore, Temptation, your Lion Richie, and all of those, and I thoroughly enjoyed and passing that to my son now. Keep doing what you're doing, keep growing, and may God use you in ways that surpasses all your understanding. Give you peace and give you guidance, and love you lots.
Hi, Grandpa. How are you? I'm fine. This is Kindi here. I just wanted to say that you're the best grandpa that has ever existed in my life. We all love you no matter what, and I hope you have many more years.
Good afternoon. My name is Makanani, and I am number 3 of 5 of Mr. Kubai's kids. And what I would like to say to my dad is that, Daddy, we love you very much. I cannot imagine my life without my dad. I could not have even asked for a better dad. Like, I'm so blessed with my dad. And yes, the relationship's not perfect. We have our problems, but I think Papa, if I was to rate him, 9 out of 10.
Amazing thing. Hi, my name is Wisani Kobai. I am Reverend Kobai's son, and would like to share a bit of my dad to the world. My dad is a man of very few words, no, of many words, and also with the end behind it. He is a man that loves his family, and he goes all out for his family. He's a man that puts education first to everyone, to his kids. He's even told us that if we don't have doctorates, we cannot speak at his funeral. You can see the pressure that we have. He's a man that has different relationships with all five of us. He understands all five of us, even though we are all similar in one way or the other. He's a man that has shown us how a husband is supposed to be. I'm speaking about that is because I'm in the process of getting married, and he's playing his part, and he still guides me in that as well. I'm truly grateful to be alive and to have a father who will still hold my hand, even though I'm old, but he still holds my hand. He's very strict, but he always shows you different ways, and he's able to listen to you, and he's able to take criticism when he's wrong. I think to have a father like that, that is the most amazing thing on the planet. He's a father that loves his family. He goes all out. That I can't even stop saying it. He goes all out for his wife, his children, his grandkids. He's a man that we all call, and we all have to share him. But one thing I can say is that when you call him, he drops whatever he drops and comes for you and helps you. I think speaking on behalf of my other siblings is that we love our father, everyone, all my siblings, she's got a daughter-in-law now, her daughter, she's got a son-in-law, his son, and we all have respect for Dr. Kubai. As he said, like I said, he said that he wants us to all have doctorates in order to speak at his funeral. But besides that, he's a caring man, stubborn sometimes, but sweet, thoughtful man, a great uncle, a great teacher. Yeah, I would say all of that is wisdom all in one. That is my father.
Ladies and gentlemen, here it is. Streaming 24/7. 24/7.
Bold Moves Radio.
Bold Moves Radio.
Afrika, nakupenda sana. Oh, Afrika, nakupenda sana.
Usofo Kubai, this is how we give you your flowers while you can still smell them. And there you go, your children. And I know Basan Natinyiko, time could not allow us to have their recordings, but like Kubai said, he did not only speak on his own behalf, but he also spoke on behalf of his siblings. And neba kongwa nini kwabo ambita kuba makoti laba ngatekwa la akaya and nantukulu mungutwili ntukulu akui saboa aniri bari granddads are dads without rules, and I have two of them, and when they think of coming to granddad, they tell their parents, I want to go to granddad's house, because they know they will get anything that they ever want. But what can you say to your children? What can you say to your grandchildren, even as we allow you to retire tonight? But Minkondzo Tinghwazi, it's about saying to you, Reverend, loko mi twile vanhu lava hinkwavo va vulavula, we all have a piece of yourself. You have touched us in a special way. We chose to end hi ndyangu, hi ta akaya, hi mi tsundzuxa leswaku mina nkoka ku fika kwihi. And with this, from the Evangelical Presbyterian Church, from Bold Moves Radio, from me, Pastor Strike, and the team, Dr. Mabila Matibula, my producer, and my technical team, we're saying Minkondzo, Reverend Robert Kubai, Minkondzo, tani imkhomi wa Nkwamankulu wa Evangelical Presbyterian Church in South Africa. But what do you say to your children after all this?
I'd like to say thank you very much to these children. I think I would have been a rich man if I didn't pay all those school fees. Not like talk about the Nigeria in my lemon school fees. But on a serious note, thank you very much for all the ways, and not only to my children, to everyone who spoke in the program today. You know, at the end of it, it becomes too emotional to realize that how much people love you and how much you are touching people. So, ni pfumala marito. No, usually I'm pfumala marito vulavula hi na vulavula va ka hina. Mara namuntlha ni luzile i 7-0 game down na pfumala marito. Thank you. No kombela ku na vona, as they've said, especially the son and the big sister. Amitini ya vona, let them go and be good examples. Va tikomba ku va mutini wa njhani. Na lava van'wani va dyondza ka vona. Hi va swikombiso leswinene, and our family a helelela ntsena, because most people lava kuma chance yo vulavula, vatukulu va mina va ta vulavula ku tlula mpimo. Va swi tiva ku ri all of them, I love them, and va twisisa ku ri no, I no longer belong to them only as a family, but now I belong to the community. Se ku na nkarhi wun'wana they must learn to share me with the community. A va se swi twisisa. Se a va ni share na community, because the job that I'm doing now, the calling, learning, I need to tsutsuma all malembe lama ka hey, va nga tshika ku huwa. Se yi ni kumile, and I need to work. But above all, thank you to Bold Moves Radio for the opportunity. Na ku ri kota ku vona ku ri hey, kasi vanhu va ni teka serious hi ndlela leyi. Thanks to Dr. Mukoki. Hey, Fred, hey, Prof, u fona ndzhaku ka swilo leswi. Mhaka ta hina. Inkomu swinene, Pastor Strike na team hinkwayo.
Thank you so very much, Rev, and I really appreciate it. And Zongi George Baloy saying you continue to inspire us, Rev. May God bless you more. And I just want to take this time also to say to all the listeners and the viewers of Bold Moves Radio, thank you so very much. Let us continue boldly breaking barriers and limitations and raising the flag of hope for an African child. Minkondzo Tinghwazi inongonoko wa hina hinkwerhu. That is why I would love to say, please, if you know anybody that are to be celebrated because of what they are doing, because of how they are touching lives, how they are lifting the flag of hope for an African child, let us know and let us be able to zoom into their lives. What an honor to have Reverend Kubai tonight. You know, isungule ku va tiva hi ku anama a hi va ta xihomu van'wani va hina. But we just want to thank the Reverend Kubai for giving us this chance. We have taken more than what we budgeted for, but we just want to say thank you so very much, Rev, and we wish you all the best. Until Renwangwina and Yanan Matlin Mikumbatomi, we Yanan Matlin mentora and even help spiritual leaders, pastors, reverends to be able to love the Bible and to rightly divide the word of truth. We just want to say thank you so very much. And from Bold Moves Radio, we say those were the flowers we wanted to hand over to you so you can smell them while you're still alive. And that is Bold Moves Radio, boldly breaking barriers and limitations, but at the very same time, leyi i Minkondzo ya Tinghwazi laha hi lavaka ku vulavula na n'wina, hi vulavula hi n'wina, hi tlhela hi mi tlangela mahanya, hi mi byela leswi swinene leswi mi endleleke swona, mi endlelaka tiko. Just want to say to all of you, our listeners and our viewers, thank you so very much. We hope to meet you next week and come again with another legend. Vashinuna, Vashisati, Inkwabo, ha amukeleka eka platform leyi. Thank you so very much. And Rev, thank you so very much, and regards to the entire family. Tanihi nga vula ku prof yi fane yi mi fonela ndzhaka leswi. Thank you so very much. You can see Papa Madyambu ya kahle swinene.
Inkomo swinene.
You can
Ka
see
vayingiseri na n'wina hinkwenu mu wisa kahle.
Inkomo swinene.